Tired of the 9-to-5 grind? Thinking about investing your savings in crypto because an internet financial guru said he did the same thing? Well, before you make the biggest mistake of your life, sit down. Crypto promises financial freedom, but is it real or just a dream?
This is Da Vinci, and he bought Bitcoin when it was $1.
Well, in this video, you're about to find out just that. Success stories. So let's get one thing straight. Those success stories that you often come across on Reddit or Instagram, not all of them are fake. Bitcoin changed the game when it launched in 2009. With only 21 million coins ever available, its price exploded from less than $1 to over $100,000 at its peak. Some early investors struck gold. Take Eric Finman. He bought Bitcoin at just $12 per coin in 2011 and became a millionaire by 18. And it's not just Eric's story. People like you and me have managed to turn their lives around as well by playing smart.
Dylan Fine is living the dream.
24 years old, I'm able to literally travel, do what I want to do.
But he tells me not after first living a nightmare.
I was homeless out of my car.
A recent college graduate, Fine says he was broke as ever. His car was a clunker.
I had that Mitsubishi Eclipse, my windows didn't work, my AC didn't work, right? I had to open my doors just to get food at the drive-thru.
And $33,000 in debt. But he says everything changed when he met a friend who introduced him to Bitcoin 2 years ago.
I would sit here and I would literally watch him play on his phone. An hour and a half would go by, he made $200. 4 hours would go by, he made $700.
$700 of real money.
I was like, wow.
So my biggest achievement in cryptocurrency is that I've been able to retire my wife. She no longer has to go to a 9-to-5 job that she despises, she hates.
But for every millionaire, countless others lost it all. And the secret to not ending up in that category is all about knowing what the other half did right. The harsh reality. See, the truth about crypto is that it's unregulated. If you've ever tried to open a bank account, you know how many hoops you have to jump through. But with crypto, there's none of that.
However, the one distinct difference between the cryptocurrencies and regular everyday currencies are it isn't legal tender, it isn't maintained by a central bank or entity. It's owned by everyone. So essentially, there's no one controlling all the functions of the cryptocurrency.
And of course, that's a big reason why people are drawn to crypto in the first place. But the no rules mean that the crypto market is pretty much the Wild West. For starters, it's really volatile. Just look at the numbers. The total crypto market cap exploded from under $200 billion in 2020 to a staggering $3 trillion by late 2021, only to crash below $900 billion in 2022. That's like a roller coaster ride with no safety belt. Even in 2023, when the market started recovering, the average crypto investor made just $887 in realized gains. That's better than the $7,102 average loss in 2022, but still far from life-changing. And then there's the scam problem. Anyone can create a coin. That gives scammers the perfect opportunity to pump and dump. For those of you who don't know, these schemes take advantage of the volatility of the crypto market by artificially inflating the price of a coin or token. Scammers promote a cryptocurrency to drive up its price, only to sell off their holdings at the peak, leaving other investors with significant losses.
There's something that runs up like this to 120 million. You watch this, okay? You come back very shortly. Someone, the person who created it, the dev, blah, 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 it'll go straight red down to zero in the sake of who knows.
You'll also have to look out for fake wallets and rug pulls, which is basically when a developer abandons a coin and runs away with the investor's money. Ponzi schemes in particular have robbed a lot of people of their savings. Basically, scammers will try to lure you in with the promise of high profits.
And let me tell you that we are really changing the world as we know it. The world is not anymore the way it used to be. No.
Take BitConnect, for example. The coin promised investors insanely high returns, up to 40% per month, just for exchanging their Bitcoin for BitConnect's own tokens. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it was. The entire thing collapsed when the platform couldn't keep paying out, exposing it as a classic Ponzi scheme. Sustainable strategies. So how do you avoid crashing out with your crypto investment? If you want to use crypto to build wealth, you need a smart game plan. No reckless gambling, just solid strategies that work. The first rule, stick to the mainstream cryptocurrencies. There's no need to get into a new coin on the market when you're just starting to get into the game. And it kind of goes without saying, do your own research. Look up the wallet or coin you're going with before jumping in blindly. With that down, you need to look up some sustainable strategies that put money in your account. There's staking for starters, where you lock up your crypto to help run a blockchain and get rewarded for it. Think of it like earning interest on a savings account, except with Ethereum, you could make 4% to 10% a year. But if you're looking for even bigger and riskier rewards, then yield farming lets you lend out your crypto for higher returns. Apart from that, you also need to think about the big elephant in the room. Should you trade constantly or hold long term? Well, history proves that holding is usually the better move. And that makes sense. See, Bitcoin has skyrocketed over time despite short-term crashes. In fact, Ethereum was owned by 54% of investors by late 2024, and that's because smart investors know that patience pays off. That said, as a first-time investor, you also need to think about how much money you're going to invest in crypto. If you go search it up on the internet, you'll find a lot of different numbers. A part of you might even want to go all in and invest all of your savings. Now, as tempting as that is, remember, it's about playing smart. According to some investors, you should invest 1 to 5% of your investment portfolio. But you don't have to follow a hard and fast rule. Remember, the crypto market is still very volatile, so the golden rule is to invest an amount of money that you are fully prepared to lose if things don't go well. And that's going to help you out in two ways. One, you won't have to worry about dipping into your emergency fund. And second, you can dabble in crypto without getting all caught up in your emotions. Once you have racked up enough profits, you can always invest more, making it 5% of your investment portfolio. The mindset shift. On top of sustainable strategies, you also need a mindset shift. Think of crypto as a tool for wealth building instead of a get-rich scheme. A lot of people make the mistake of chasing quick profits only to lose money when prices crash. One of the best ways to manage risk is diversification. It sounds fancy, but it really just means not putting all your money in one thing. The real players, the ones who know what they're doing, spread their investments across different cryptocurrencies, and they don't just stop there. They also invest in stable assets like the stock market or real estate. That way, you have a safety net.
When we talk about diversification, guys, we're not just talking about having different stocks in your portfolio. True diversification means spreading your investments across different asset classes: stocks, bonds, real estate, commodities, even cash. It's about balancing high-risk, high-reward investment with safer, steady ones.
But there's something even more important than diversification when it comes to crypto, and that's patience and discipline. The best investors don't let emotions control their decisions. They don't panic when prices drop or rush to buy when prices skyrocket. Instead, they focus on the long game, slowly building wealth over time instead of making risky moves based on hype. And that's not all. Many people who reach financial independence with crypto don't start with it alone. Instead, they have other income sources like freelancing, running a business, or investing in stocks. This helps them handle crypto's ups and downs without risking everything. For example, Asian Americans, who are the most likely to own crypto, mainly use it as an investment instead of spending it on everyday purchases. Remember, crypto isn't something you can just buy, forget about, and magically get rich. The market is always changing, and if you want to stay ahead, you've got to keep learning. Whether it's understanding DeFi, NFTs, or the latest security updates, the smartest investors never stop educating themselves. And trust me, knowledge is power. At the end of the day, crypto can be a path to freedom, but only with discipline and smart strategies. And that's all for today. Would you quit your job for crypto? Let me know in the comments.